fast food that's a real hit with little kids and doesn't have to be a junk food are chicken nuggets. And it really does depend on the quality of the ingredients that you use, whether or not it's a fast food or is a junk food. So let's have a look. It's really, really simple, the ingredients that we use in these. It's really good quality, organic, free-range chicken breast with organic, free-range eggs that we're going to make into a very simple batter and add a little bit of seasoning, pan fry it, and that's it. So I'm going to choose a nice organic chicken breast and I'm going to wash it and chop it into small pieces. You want to dry this off because we're going to fry it, and if you put something that's wet into a frying pan, it will really spit. So we need it nicely dried off. Just use a little bit of kitchen roll just to pat it dry. And then I'm going to chop it on my raw meat chopping board into little cubes, you know, the size of a chicken nugget. Now, because the ingredients are really simple in this recipe, there's no reason why a child as young as 10, 11 months couldn't enjoy this recipe. Again, a problem with a lot of fast foods is that they tend to be high in salt. We're not going to add any salt. For an older child, there's no harm as long as they're well over 12 months. You can sprinkle it with a little bit of salt just as you serve it. So I'm going to just put those to one side and make up a simple batter. Now the batter, I'm going to use corn flour, but you could use a wholemeal flour or you could just use a normal plain flour. The reason I'm going to use corn flour, it's very fine, so it makes a very smooth batter, but obviously because it's corn, there's no wheat in it. So if you choose not to use so much gluten in your diet, then corn flour is perfect for it. I'm going to use a whisk. So first of all, beat up a medium egg. So it's nice and smooth and no bits in it. And then I'm going to sprinkle in the flour so that we just gently so we don't have any lumps of flour in. This really is a very, very simple batter. Now, although we're not adding salt, there is no reason why you can't add some other seasoning. So I'm going to add some freshly ground but finely ground black pepper. So the beaten egg with the corn flour and the black pepper is beaten up so it's quite fluffy, nice and light. Then I'm going to heat a little olive oil in a non-stick frying pan. And while that's coming to heat, I'm going to coat the chicken in a little more corn flour. And drop the pieces into the egg batter. Move them around so they're nice and coated. Find a piece of chicken and drop it into the hot fat. Now you don't want the fat too hot or else they'll sizzle and the outside will be cooked before the inside of the chicken is. Obviously this recipe is made with chicken because it's a chicken nuggets recipe, but you can use fish or you can use meat as well. It works really well. In fact, you can even use lumps of hard cheese. So they're ready. Golden brown on both sides. They've had about 5 minutes on each side. The chicken's beautifully cooked through. Now, of course, chicken nuggets are normally served with chips, but I think it's quite nice to serve them with some steamed carrot and some steamed broccoli florets, cut into pieces so that the little one can feed themselves. I steam them because it makes it just a little bit easier to chew. And serve them up just as they are. Obviously, you've got to allow them to cool just a little bit. For a confident child, they're fine as they are, but for a child that's just learning to deal with bits, you might want to cut them up a little bit first. So here we are. Healthy food that's not junk food, using fantastic but very, very simple ingredients, very easy for you to make, and I know your child's going to love them.